Hi, this is Dr. Andrea LaFountain again, your own personal psychologist and theologian. I'm still on the theme of mother-daughter relationships. There's a lot to be uncovered with that topic. Today I wanted to just mention a few things on conflict resolution. I'm going to answer the question, why does conflict emerge? And I'm going to give you 3 reasons for that, and then I'm also going to give you 3 solutions or resolutions to how you can manage and mitigate conflict in that mother-daughter relationship. So why does conflict arise? Well, first of all, I'm calling it a misinterpretation of values. Now, if you're raised in the same household, you probably share very, very similar values. So if your daughter takes a turn or a behavior that looks like it's compromising the values that you've raised her in and around in your home, that's going to create conflict. But the chances are there's a misinterpretation there. If you really do share the same values, she could be operating off of those values. So you have just failed to understand how she is perceiving the values there. Let's take an example. Let's say you have a 16-year-old daughter and she tells you, or you find out that she's dating a 20-year-old guy who finished high school but is not interested in going to college, and he's working in a local garage or something, and you think this is not a good fit for her. Now, if you've raised her with the values of self-respect and honoring her body, being able to manage alcohol. Now, I guess if she's 15, she hasn't even maybe gotten to that yet, but if she's dating somebody who's 20, maybe there's alcohol there, maybe you even know him to be a drinker. So now the question is, you don't want her dating this guy, you don't think he's right for her or good for her, and even having that conversation is going to generate conflict. So I think the way to approach that is to ask. So the first solution, conflict resolution, if the issue is a misinterpretation of values, is to ask your daughter, tell me about this relationship, tell me about this guy, and be on the lookout for where is she getting her value here. It could be that this guy is esteeming her. He could see her as fearfully and wonderfully made. He could see her as a beautiful woman. He could be offering her dignity for her body, dignity in that relationship. So is she perceiving that? Is she receiving that? Is that genuine? Then you can search for that and honor that. Now, if in your conversation it turns out that he doesn't share the same values and she isn't being respected in her body, let's say he's given her alcohol, they're getting drunk, and the relationship's going beyond, then that's a different conversation. It's no longer a misinterpretation of her values. Her values have shifted, and you can help her rebalance the values that you've raised her to. Another second reason for conflict in a mother-daughter relationship, I'm going to call it a bias or preconceived idea. So let's say, for example, it could be very simple, and hopefully we don't see this much anymore, but your daughter is white and she's dating a black guy, and maybe you're not racist, but you just had never had that picture in your head. And so you're kind of reacting from a biased perspective. Or it could be that you had some preconceived ideas that she's going to go to college, and maybe you've even had that conversation, and we're still on this same dating theme of the 20-year-old who has taken a different path in life, and maybe this is compromising your preconceived ideas that you need to reinvestigate for yourself. So if you are bringing a bias or a preconceived issue, and then you're more at fault for the conflict than your daughter, then the remedy or the resolution here is to acknowledge that, and to apologize for it, ask for forgiveness, and work your darndest to remove those biases from your perception of that issue. A third reason that conflict arises in a mother-daughter relationship is selfishness, actually, on the mother's part. We do want what's best for our children. I think every mother fundamentally wants that, but that can emerge in different ways. And when we love our daughters so much as we do, there is a selfishness there. Let's say, for example, that this, still on the same example, your 15-year-old is dating a guy who's 20, and maybe their plans are when she graduates high school, she's going to move, get married and move 3,000 miles away. And maybe it's the fact that she's going to be 3,000 miles away is what you don't like. So this is what I mean by a selfishness. Or maybe you wanted her to go to college because you wanted to be proud of her, and this would give you that proud moment for your daughter. So again, it's more of a selfish driven issue than anything else. Obviously, the resolution when we are being selfish is check your motives. Really, why do you have issue with this? Again, we're going to just keep this one example as this dating, but you can take this little, rubric of analysis to wherever your conflict is with your daughter. Are you misinterpreting values? Do you have a bias or some preconceived ideas? Or are you, moving from selfish motives? So check yourself on all of those. If it's, again, misinterpretation of the value, that's really overcome with communication and understanding, some empathy and compassion. If it's a bias in your preconceived ideas, you need to take ownership of your biases and apologize. And if it's selfishness, you need to just double check on your motives there. And again, you might need an apology to your daughter for that as well, to resolve any conflict. I hope that's helpful on identifying conflict, the reasons for it, and some conflict resolution tips for you. God bless.